Hello and welcome back. I'm Wolfnip and today we're gonna take a look at what scares me. We all have stuff that scares us, and for me, I'm really good at making stuff up in my own mind, and then I just start filming it and it just goes, and then I scare myself. So the first thing I want to talk about is from the movie Conjuring, The Conjuring. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. And it's actually the nun. And yeah, big shocker, huh? Well, when she's standing in that hallway, he, she, it, when they are standing in the hallway, it's not so much the nun itself, but it's more like the mix of the colors, like the really kind of sickly red and green, and then the white-ish color in the hallway. It's just, it just makes me really like freeze up and tense whenever I see it. So yeah, I just think that's really scary. The fact that they are just standing there, they're just an entity in this sickly, twisted kind of atmosphere, and I think it's really scary. Another thing in the same kind of vein is the subliminal face in the original The Exorcist. Again, it's kind of the same thing. It's not it's just like a person with white makeup and dark circles around their eyes and pointy teeth. And sure, if you meet someone in a dark alleyway looking like that, yeah, and that's scary. But that's for other reasons again. So it's, you know it's a person with makeup, but it's more the fact when they're just there, and they are something to be feared, and that kind of just triggers something in me that I find really upsetting and scary. And yeah, that's something that I could just like lay in bed and start thinking about something that is a bit scary, and then I start thinking about these faces and that they're just there, and then I just get more and more scared, and I don't understand why I watch scary movies, because I am a scaredy cat. Moving over to something a little bit different is the security footage of Elisa Lam. And of course this is upsetting because this was moments before she died. It's a real person if you don't know. And what I find so upsetting about it is the way that she's moving her hands. It's just like it's just like a weird, I can't even do it. But it's just like this weird kind of movement. You'll see it here. And it just looks like her hands are kind of bent and they're longer than they should be for the size of her body, and it's just, a creepy thing to be doing, because it's that person isn't well when they're acting like that. And also maybe the angle and the lighting and everything was just like the perfect storm to create something what I think is really scary hand movement. I'm afraid of hand movement now. But yeah, I find that extremely creepy. And the next one is kind of similar. It's David Pakman from the David Pakman Show. He's a news anchor, news person. He's a journalist on YouTube. He has his own radio. I'm not here to plug his stuff, but he did this weird movement with his shoulders where he goes like, I can't even do it the way he does. But yeah, that movement in itself was just so unnatural. He's trying to explain something when he does it, and I find that movement scary. So yeah, do you guys have the same thing where, random stuff makes you creeped out or scared or like tense, yeah. So anyways, yeah, I just thought to mention it because it is actually something that I can think about, and then get more and more scared of. Next, we're gonna see a few pictures from a movie, Dracula is Dead and Loving It. I rented this so many times when I was, I don't know, 10, 11, way earlier than I should have seen it, because obviously as a grown adult woman, I still have it on my mind. But just the pictures in this was just so scary. Like let me just see if I can find some here. Yeah, this one I thought was a bit creepy. Of course, you got this picture, and this kind of reminds me of that Nicole Kidman movie. I've seen it a bunch of times, but I can't remember what it's called now, where she's with her children, and the children find a Book of the Dead, and yeah, I just didn't pick it because it's not that top of mind, but that's also pretty scary that people used to take pictures of their loved ones that were passed away. I mean, I can understand it and everything. That's not the issue. It's just the fact that you're looking at a person who's dead and you kind of like dress that person. It's a bit creepy and a bit foreign to me. But yeah, back to the pictures. This one is creepy because of the cobwebs, I think. And then you got this one. Oh, look at those eyes. Why does it still have eyes? Oh. And then there is one last one. Yeah, this one. Oh. Oof. Yeah, those circle eyes that are just black. No. Oh, no. I put it away. And the next one is kind of in the same vein as the previous one. For Christmas in Norway, it's traditional to have advent calendars, which is, it's not just like a thingy with chocolates. You also have shows, like Christmas shows, and they're each like episode is every day in December up until the 24th, which is the day that we celebrate Christmas, not the 25th. And this show that is originally Danish, the Christmas calendar, it's called, the julekalender, it had some photos at the end, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Norwegians that grew up with this are gonna agree with me that those pictures were freaking creepy. And I'm just gonna quickly show you them. So like the first one, you can obviously see that those teeth, they are drawn in, but as a child, I swear to you, they were so terrifying. Yeah, so it was that one, and also this one was the scariest one. It's just like a little noso, which is just like a type of vampire that uses the abacus. Is that what it's called? Where you're like 1, 2, 3, 4. You're counting these things, whatever you can see in the picture. But yeah, it was pretty scary, I can tell ya. So what usually gets me really scared is when I hear loud noises. That just freaks me out. I go like this, and then I am really defenseless for a couple of maybe like a minute, and then I do something about it, like when the fire alarm goes. And I know it's terrible. You should react at the moment you hear the fire alarm go, but I just freeze up. In other situations, I'm really tough and I can like take action. It's like fight or flight. I fight, but when it comes to loud noises, I flight. Fight or flight. I flight. I run. So I thought to include this sound from Paranormal Activity, because I think it's really scary, the fact that it's just like you see nothing, but you just hear it, and you can, even if you can't hear the sound, you can just feel its vibrations. And that to me is such like a scary thought, that you can't see, you can't really hear, you can't know that anything is wrong, but you can feel it. Like your skin is like vibrating or something like that. So yeah, I thought to include that as well. So I'm really curious, are any of these scary to you? let me know. We're gonna move on to my next to last. So this is from the movie It Follows. I wanted to include this because, again, it's this sort of thing where it's just this entity, and it doesn't mean, like, for me, in scary movies, the jump scares are not scary at all. I think it's more body horror that gets me, and the unknowing, and the fact that you don't even need to reveal the monster. And I know this is like a well-known thing at this point, that it's scarier to not see the monster than it is to see it, but I just find it to be so true. In the movie, the monster changes forms, and this guy is just one of the forms. And what I find scary is the fact that it's just like, it's gonna get you no matter what. It's just gonna, if you put up a wall, it's just gonna punch right through that wall. You can't do anything about it. And the fact that it's just like, it's so determined. It's gonna get you no matter what. You can't do anything about it. You might as well just kind of give up. Yeah, I find that really chilling, because it's like, well, what can you do then? It's gonna come at you no matter what, and what to do? Either I become a monster myself, or I just die. If this was true, of course it is not. It's just a movie, but... So, my last contribution. Now I'm looking forward to the Eurovision so much that I'm like contribution mode right now. I love this movie called Hereditary. I just expected to say it wrong. I'm gonna try again, but that just flew off my tongue perfectly. Of course, there are scenes in this which is disturbing and gruesome and should maybe be on my list, but of course it's not. Because I just pick what I think is kind of weird stuff to be scared about sometimes. But this scene is freaking scary when she's... If you haven't seen it, then you can just stop the video now, because you should probably watch Hereditary yourself before you see this clip. The fact that she is like... She's just going at it with this head banging. She is... There is... Again, it's the thing like nothing is stopping you. It's just you push the button and then you go and you go and you go and you go and you don't stop for anything, and it's just so aggressive, and yeah, it's just really aggressive, and it's really forceful and inexplainable, maybe I throw that into. So the fact that she is like, what is she again? Is she on the... Yeah, she's upside... I can't remember if she's upside down. Let me see. Oh, no. I just saw her moving her head again. Oh no, I had to edit this in. Oh, I didn't really think... Oh, I just saw her like... Tick, 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 tick. I just find it really, really scary that she's just like going at it so forcefully, so shockingly and disturbingly hard. And the movement is so repetitive. I can't really put my finger on why exactly I find it so scary, but I think it's somewhere around what I tried to explain. So now I'm pretty curious about what you find is scary. Is it like the same things that I do? But yeah, let me know. If you have anything on your mind other than that, you can also just leave it down in the comments. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And that totally put me off what my outro usually is. So yeah, that's it. Bye!